Business meeting. It's August 27th, 2024. The time is 2 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Brooks, Matari, and Duncan. Please join us for a moment of silence. All right. And Leanna, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Changes to the agenda. Hearing none. Public comment. Hearing none. Motion for minutes, please.
I move that we approve the meeting minutes, items 1 through 3.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. And consent calendar.
I move that we approve the consent calendar, items 4 through 25.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. And payables.
I move that we approve the payables from August 19 through 23, 2024, in the amount of $661,284.89, and jury panel payments in the amount of $1,409.42.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 27. This is a license agreement with Sunshine Recyclers, Inc. and Solid Waste.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. John Phillips for the record. Sunshine Recyclers approached Kootenai County Solid Waste about parking 4 of their haul trucks on our property at the Prairie Transfer Station. Allowing Sunshine to park these vehicles at this location will allow their drivers, following DOT regulations, to put in more hours actually hauling waste from our rural sites to this transfer station, rather than spending time commuting between the Spokane Valley to our rural garbage collection sites. Kootenai County Solid Waste does have plenty of room to make this accommodation and agrees that this is a good idea. The department recommends granting Sunshine written approval in the form of this license to park at the Prairie Transfer Station. Legal did review and put this agreement together for your consideration. This is a 1-year, it's revocable at any time agreement. Sunshine is actively looking for property in the vicinity, but hasn't found any yet.
Okay, questions, motion.
I move that we approve the license agreement with Sunshine Recyclers, Inc. and Solid Waste.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Item 28, professional services agreement. This is with Parametrix and our Solid Waste.
Again, John Phillips for the record. This agreement with Parametrix Engineering is an annual contract that's been reviewed by Jamila Holmes for assisting with various environmental compliance requirements, mostly at the Fighting Creek landfill. Quoted pricing is similar to last year. This is a budgeted item, and the department does have the funds to cover these costs. The term of this agreement is from October the 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Solid Waste Department requests that you approve and sign this 1-year agreement to our professional services agreement with Parametrix Engineering for $205,808.54.
Questions, motion.
I move that we approve the professional services agreement with Parametrix in the amount of $205,508.54 with Solid Waste.
Excuse me, it's $808.
$205,808.54.
Yes.
Excuse
I
me.
second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 29, resolution 2024-60, and this is the surplus equipment and asset deletion for asset numbers 4576 and C660 with our solid waste.
Again, John Phillips for the record. Paint can crusher asset 4576 and Ramsey transfer station telephone system asset C660 are both obsolete and are no longer of use to the solid waste department. As required, the department is asking the BOCC to approve resolution 2024-60 to declare this equipment as surplus and allow removal from the list of county assets, or list of county's asset list.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 2024-60, surplus equipment and asset deletion with asset numbers 4576 and C660 with solid waste.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Item 30, this is approval of school facility use. It's Lakeland, it's with our Lakeland School District and our Juvenile Diversion Program. Mr. Hall, please.
Yes, Douglas Hall for the record. This is a use permit for the cafeteria at the Lakeland Junior High School for the upcoming school year. This is a location that Diversion uses to teach a class once a week.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the school facility use with Lakeland School District and Juvenile Diversion.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 31, this is a termination of a memorandum of understanding with federal probation and parole, party of Andrich, and this is with specialty courts. Ms. Behringer, please.
Thank you, Commissioner. Carlene Behringer for the record. Good afternoon, Commissioners. I am requesting that the termination of memorandum of agreement between the Department of Corrections and Kootenai County occur. We have been housing our treatment court staff in that building since February 2023, and it has come to a point where now they need their space back because they're having personnel that are sharing offices, so they need their own office. So we have talked about the termination, and it was going to be in September. We have extended it to October 25th, 2024, and I've sent the termination over to Jamila Holmes, and she has approved it. So at this time, we are requesting that you approve this termination.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the termination of the MOU with federal and probation and parole with the Andrich and specialty court.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 32, this is temporary construction license agreement. It's MDM Construction Group, Inc., Ramsey Road Utility Extension with our airport. Ms. Stevenson?
It's going to be Gaston Patterson for the record with the airport. The airport was approached by MDM Construction, the company that's conducting the Ramsey Road utility extension for the sewer and water that's coming up Ramsey. They had asked to be granted a temporary license agreement for storage of construction equipment, piping, etc., right adjacent to Ramsey Road, in between the search and rescue facility and Miles. Just north of the gun club area. They have agreed to keep everything clear of the gun club operation and of the right-of-way. They will return any disturbed ground back to its original state. This agreement will go through winter while they move through the area, and the agreement has been reviewed by legal and approved. So the airport recommends approving the license agreement with MDM Construction.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the temporary construction license agreement with MDM Construction Group, Inc. at the Ramsey Road Utility Extension with the airport.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 33, board approval request. This is inmate medical bid award and recommendation with our jail bureau. And I think, is Captain Heil on the phone, or is it just Lieutenant Peterson today?
Lieutenant Jared Peterson for the record. I'll be speaking on Captain Heil's behalf today. Back in May, Kootenai County advertised an RFP for inmate medical services for the jail. That bid was open and closed on June 10th, and we did not receive any bids during that time frame. So on June 11th, the board gave us the direction to proceed to the open market to find a company that would fulfill that contract. During that time, we received two proposals. One was from WellPath, and the other was from Lifehouse Healthcare. We formed an evaluation committee and reviewed and scored both of those bids that we received. WellPaths, they met all the necessary criteria outlined in the RFP. and the bid from Lifehouse, it did not meet all the necessary criteria. So we are requesting that WellPath be awarded the bid for the inmate medical services at the Kootenai County Jail starting October 1st. And then we also request that the board approve the sheriff to negotiate a contract with them as well.
Okay, questions, motion?
I don't have any questions. Does anyone have any questions? No?
No, we talked about this morning, and
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that the contract might come in a little bit more favorable than original pricing, so.
Yeah, it's one of those where life happens types things. I move that we approve the request for the inmate medical bid award recommendation with the sheriff's office.
I second the
And-
motion.
Well-
Sorry, we have to, WellPath, with WellPath.
With WellPath.
With WellPath.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, thank you. Item 34, board approval request. This is for FY24 burial and cremation operating budget expense account and our county assistance with our elected clerk Locke.
Thank you. I sent the board a memo with the BOCC packet for the business meeting. I did update the memo to the correct date. I sent that to Terry for you to sign if you guys approve. What we're looking for in county assistance, we've seen an increase in applications and approvals for cremations in fiscal year 23 and 24. In fiscal year 23, the department had 27 applications and 13 approvals. As of 8/21/2024, the department has 32 applications and 19 approvals. $24,000 was budget for the cremation expense account, 8225 for fiscal year 24. As of today, we've expended $22,385. The department would like to move a line item of $2,100 from the other professional service expense account, 8199, to the cremation expense account, 8225. This will cover 3 potential cremations for September in this expense account. If that does go over, we'll come before the board again. We still have remaining funds of $5,105 in the total work set of that budget.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request for the FY24 burial and cremation operating budget expense account from 8199 to 8225 with county assistance.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, so item 35, this is an engagement contract, FY24 financial statement and federal single audit with Eide, Jodi, Daugherty. I always get that wrong. Daugherty is the partner, and I'm assuming Ms. Falcon is taking the place of Mr. Taylor.
Yes, Brandy Falcon for the record. This is our engagement letter for our annual independent audit that will cover the audit of FY24 this fall and winter. This is year 2 of our 3-year agreement with Eide. They agreed to remove the technology fee for the remaining 3-year agreement, but they said that if we do renew with them, that fee will come back. It's a corporate addition to all of their contracts. We also, just to be safe, added the disclosure that they are not part of the government of China. And Dave Ferguson has reviewed this.
Great. Questions, motion?
I move that we approve the engagement contract, FY 2024 financial statement and federal single audit with Eide and Jodi, Daugherty, partner with the auditor's office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 36, board approval request. This is Title III reimbursement funds in our auditor's office, and Ms. Hildreth, please.
Good afternoon, Jelena Hildreth, for the record. This is just a simple request. Ryan Miller and I came before the board, I think it was about 2 months ago, requesting this. It has to be, you guys approved the transfer. It has to be published, and there's a 45-day waiting period. No one contested it, so I just need your approval so that I can transfer that money out of the fund into the sheriff's Title III account.
Okay, which they use for capital expenditures for
Typically,
equipment.
yes.
Okay.
So anything backcountry for search and rescue things. So I'm not sure what Ryan has planned with it, but typically it's like, snowmobiles or ATVs.
Motorcycles. I saw motorcycles somewhere.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request for Title III reimbursement funds with the Auditor's Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, thank you. Item 37, this is court-appointed special advocates, or better known as CASA, and it's the agreement with Schwartz Law Office and our BOCC, Leanna Kaiser.
Yes, thank you. This is an annual agreement that we approve for the court-appointed special advocates. Chris Schwartz at Schwartz Law has been doing this for several years. In April, he had come forward and requested a $5,000 annual increase, which you had suggested that I put in the budget, so that is included in the budget, is included in the contract. So I'm just looking for approval of his contract for 1 year.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the court-appointed special advocates agreement with Schwartz Law Office PC and the BOCC.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 38, this is the FY25 Cooperative Extension Program Agreement with University of Idaho. And again, Ms. Kaiser.
Yes, and I have Shelley Johnson with me, who is with the University of Idaho Extension Program. So if you have any questions, she is here at your convenience, whatever you would like to ask. So this is another annual agreement that we do. There are no changes to this agreement from last year. The cost is the same. We have agreed to maintain the same cost we had before, which was $156,519. It's a 1-year contract. The only change to the contract is the location of their office. We had agreed earlier in the year to lease where they had moved from Post Falls to Coeur d'Alene over on Ironwood Drive.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the FY25 Cooperative Extension Program Agreement with the University of Idaho and BOCC.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 39. This is board approval request, and it's termination of an agreement with Archive Social, our social media archiving software, and BOCC's own Mr. Gillum, please.
Chairman Duncan, we can handle the next two together.
Okay.
So good afternoon, Commissioners. Jonathan Gillum for record. I'm bringing for you a proposal for consideration, a change to our social media archiving software to a new company for 3 main reasons: a lower cost, same features, and I think it's more user-friendly. Just for the benefit of the public, social media archive is to preserve public record of our social media accounts. So for instance, if someone makes a comment, then edits, then deletes it, every one of those changes is screenshotted. If they don't happen, the Facebook won't archive that, so there's no record of that. So Archive Social is our current social media archiving software, and it seems like their prices continue to rise over the years. Leanna budgeted $6,000 for them, and we received an invoice for $7,000. So we looked around to see what other options were available. The document before you is with PageFreezer, and it's a 3-year agreement which locks a guaranteed price. So it's $4,463 for the first year, and then it's $4,188 for years 2 and 3. Before you use the termination letter with the current service, and then the new company with the effective start date of October 1st. This was reviewed by legal, and I stand for any questions you have.
All right, and then the whole county, this one software applies to the whole county.
Yes, ma'am. So multiple departments do use this. I did reach out to KCSO and Lieutenant Howard, and they were okay with it as well.
All right, questions, motion?
Do you want to do both items?
Yeah, so I'll just mention for the record that the contract is with the social media archiving PageFreezer Software, Inc.
Okay, so for items 39 and 40, I move that we approve the request to terminate the agreement with Archive Social, social media archiving with the BOCC, and that we approve the contract for social media archiving with PageFreezer Software, Inc. and the BOCC.
Second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Thank you. All All right, item 41, board approval request. This is Casey North change order number 1 for Jimmy's Roofing. And Corey.
Corey Trapp, LTA Architects. We have a change order for Jimmy's Roofing before you, which is for the same amount that I presented to you last week, the $16,324.
324. 16,324.
For crickets, things we can find free on the side of the road, and we're paying $16,000.
But you got to chase them down.
Yes. All right, questions, motion.
I move that we approve the request for the KC North change order number 1 with Jimmy's Roofing and the BOCC.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Brandy Falcon for the record. So this change order, is it part of the existing budget, or do we need to appropriate more fund balance to cover this?
I think, go ahead.
It would need
Jeff.
to come out of more fund balance because we just approved the original contract with no additional to cover change orders. It would have to come out of the same account of fund balance.
Perfect.
Okay. And then we're still getting close to that 50,000 that was left over from the original
That's
appropriation.
for the Kootenai North. This is just for the re-roof.
Okay.
When you approved the Jimmy's Roofing, that money all came out of fund balance. This is a change order that would go towards the roofing project that needs additional funding towards.
Okay. Got that. All right. Item 42, board approval request, change order number 4 with Stancraft and KC North.
Hey, Corey Trapp, LTA Architects again. So this change order is, we had previously presented this to you too. This is $2,036.46. That is to install T-bar ceilings in 3 offices. County staff was going to do this on their own, and they elected to have the contractor do it instead. So it's coming out of the same funds, just moving it, the responsibility who's installing it.
So it's covered, essentially.
It should be covered.
That is covered out of the budget originally.
From what we appropriated.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I move that we,
Go ahead.
I move that we approve the request for change order number 4 with Stancraft, KC North, and the BOCC in the amount of $2,036.46.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Public comment? Hearing none. 2:22. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. All right, Bill.